Okay, there's nothing written on the fixture suggesting that it's broken. Outside the department, we have a big stockpile where we keep our defective units. We have a backlog of about 600 fixtures to repair, just so you can have a look. So these are benches, and there's the same thing right behind it, so it's double benches, what you see there, plus there's another row all the way in the back. So this is a pretty big service department, and we have a lot of fixtures to maintain. And now with the summer, all the gigs going out and everything, we really accumulated a lot of stuff to make sure that everything that was in priority got out first. So now we have a lot of catching up to do. So I'm going to put the DMX in here. Okay, and I'm going to load the BMFL in my console. Because I really don't know what the problem is with this one. Shouldn't take long, just a couple seconds. That's a Robe. Robin BMFL spot here. And this one is in mode. Enter. Settings. Mode 2. Now you should see the fixture react. Alright. So I'm going to give the lamp on command. See how that goes. To make sure that it wasn't sent here because of the lamp. But it happens a lot when the guys are in yeah. Shoot the yellow right in his neck. Okay, so I think the lamp went on. Yep. So I'm gonna orient it a little so you can see. Okay. Yeah, it's really cool and it's fun to work in. It's been very well built. Usually companies or manufacturers, they don't really think about us, the techs, and they tend to cram a lot of stuff in tight spaces, and they don't think that we'll ever have to open the fixture to repair them. So a lot of times they're pretty hard to work in, disassemble, take the trays out. But in this BMFL, Robe really did an amazing job. You just undo 2 screws usually, and you're good to take the bulkhead out. It's a really cool fixture to work with, and I have another video on my channel which I show all the effects you can do with it. Yeah, I turned it down a little. Like this. I'm gonna try and bring it a little more down like this so you can see the head directly. Okay. So we're gonna go and test it to make sure everything works well. So the strobes. Make sure strobe working. Pulse. Slower. So right now I'm only at 30% intensity. Okay. We're gonna test the color mixing. Cyan, magenta, yellow, CTO, color correction, color temperature. There. And now there's 2 fixed color wheels in here. This is the first one. So we're gonna make sure everything spins on all sides. No, it doesn't. K-Giz. Does the Sharpie take the movement lock off when power on? You have a physical bracket on the yoke for the tilt lock that you push in, that you need to push out, and there's the same thing on the bottom of the yoke for the fan. So no, when you power on, you still have to disengage the locks. So this was the first color wheel. Oh. Okay. Second color wheel. So frankly, I think that this fixture, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think maybe it was just put in our to-do list by mistake. So I'm going to still continue to test it. I'm going to show you the gobos, so I'm going to turn this around. Like so. So I'm going to try to focus in on that. Like this. So gobos, gobos. So these are the standard gobos that you get in the BMFL spot. We don't have any custom gobos in there. So now we're gonna see that it rotates on all sides. Yeah, that way and that way. Gonna open it. There, and then go to the second wheel, focusing on that, like so. And this one is a rotative gobo wheel, so we'll try to rotate it after, like this. So these are cool, they can go pretty fast. I don't know how many RPMs, but Actually, no. On the MA on the back, it came straight from a gig, and there's already a show loaded in there, and it's the customers. I know he saved it on his USB key, but as much as possible, we try not to mix anything up on this console. So I really couldn't say about time code or anything what's going on that console. I had it because one button seems to not be working, and I just cleaned connectors and make sure everything was plugged in right and the button is working. So I'm not really sure if there was a problem in the first place. So these are cool effects you can do with the BMFL. Try to put some more focus. So now there's an animation wheel in there also. So you can get pretty cool effects. For a lighting designer who knows what he's doing compared to me, you can get some pretty cool stuff out of that fixture. That's it. So you got several effects. I made a video of this that's already on the channel if you want to check it out. You see all of these go by. So we're going to stop with the gobos. We're going to go with the beam. So narrow, full wide, edge, full. There's also an iris. And I'm gonna try to just focus right. This. Okay. There's a frost. Yeah, I know what I do with them too. I like to work on gigs, I said it earlier, but I don't go out enough. I'm always here on my bench. It's fun because it's always different. But seeing them in a live environment and how they use them and things they can do with them, that's what I don't see often. You know, I go see a Metallica gig every once in a while when they're in town, but that's probably the only shows I go to. And I know last time they had a lot of Verilites in there. And we also got the end of the Canadian leg. When they came to Montreal, they went afterwards to Quebec City, and then they went in New Brunswick, I think in Moncton. And they were in between two lighting companies, and they took us because we were local in Montreal and Quebec, and then we did all the end of the Canadian leg with them. So this is a show that I would have loved to go on, but unfortunately, seems that I'm most wanted here. People like me here. Okay. So really, I don't see anything wrong with this fixture. I'm really thinking that it was a mistake, that the guys in the shop put it in the wrong pile. So I'm just gonna send this one back, in the shop. I'm gonna bring the dimmer down and do a little pan and tilt movement to make sure that everything's smooth. You should see how fast the Sharpies go. I should almost get a Sharpie after the show. You can knock yourself out if you put your head there and the moving head is spinning. It'll knock you out for sure. So everything seems to be cool. Would you guys like to see the inside? You want me to take the covers off, or? Okay, so I'm gonna take the covers out. I'm gonna show you. Okay, take the covers out. It takes a flathead screwdriver.
What? Good.
Okay, so this is the inside. I'm gonna show you a little closer. Oh, you're hearing echo. Okay, should be settled now. I had my computer on and there's a delay, so that should take care of the echo. Or the next thing is it's pretty noisy in here. You always hear music or people talking or whatever. So this is inside. Here you have the color bulkhead, which has the fixed color wheels on them, and color mixing, which are blades coming closer together or spreading apart to let the light through. I'm gonna try and see if I can open it to show you more in details. So I'm gonna put this back here. Okay. So what I said earlier about Robe Lighting really doing an excellent job with this fixture is, as I'm going to show you, if you want to take a bulkhead out, all you have to do, undo 2 screws, you pull it all, see? There are just 2 connectors that you need to take out, so it's quite easily unplugged, like so. And then it's supposed to come out. As easy as that. Oh. Okay. I think my computer froze, I'm not sure. So this is inside the color mixing. You got your 2 fixed color wheels, you got everything that manages the motors, the sensors, strobes underneath. And what I was saying, that they're all blades. You can see one right here. And there's the same thing on the other side. So they kind of cross like this in the middle to go darker, let's say the cyan. So when it's open, the light goes through and then it moves to gradually put in some colors in here. So if I move, you see? So this is the magenta, and all your wheels, all your flags move in and out like this. No, it takes some pretty intelligent people to come up with this stuff. I'm always impressed looking how everything works well and how they're built. So this one really, a BMFL, is really a thing of beauty. It's really fun to work on. Yeah. Like this, gonna put it straight again. Like so. Okay, so now if I want to take the other module out, you're still gonna have only 2 wires to unplug. But on this one, you need to take the screws that are on either side of the fan, because the bottom of the fan is holding on that tray. So you really need to take out these 2 screws. This. Unplug my 2 wires. Come on the other side. Undo the captive screws. Just gonna hold it underneath to make sure it doesn't fall down. Yeah, is there something else holding it? Okay, it should come out. There you go. Almost fell. So I'm gonna put this one down. Okay. So this is the gobo. You see the gobo wheels and the animation wheel. What you saw rotating with the effects, the cool thing you saw, that was this wheel right here. It's pretty awesome design. Really cool. And the gobo wheels, which are regular gobos, really, there's really not much to say about them. Like I said earlier, if you need to clean fans, just make sure you hold the fan before blowing into it so it doesn't spin and generate electricity into the circuit. Nowadays, like I said earlier, all the circuits are protected against that, but these days with tons of China copies on the market, I would really suggest that every fan you clean, you always hold before blowing air into it. Because spinning too fast is not good for the fan, so if you blow directly into it, it's going to wear the fan a lot sooner, but also it generates electricity. So it's hard on the circuit really that works with that fan, so you really have to be careful. So high risk, mechanical, just remove. So this one is starting to, you can see they used it a lot, all the discoloration. But it's still smooth. You can't hear anything, so I'm not going to replace that. I'm going to leave it there until it breaks. On a gig. So, this is for the gobo module. Yeah. Going up again. Okay, now I'm going to show you how the lens work. The focus and the zoom. Okay, like I was saying, one screw, two other here, two on top. So we're gonna undo those. So we need to unplug the fan, of course. That's little control connector and the power. So you can see that these things were built keeping in mind that somebody's going to have to take them apart. And for me, that wins a lot of points. I mean, Robe with me, they really got me on this fixture just because of that. Whoops. Screws. So you see a couple screws. Take the tray in your hand, you pull. Everything comes out. Very modular, very easy to work with. Now you can see how the lens moves. So there you go. So everything is on shafts. Really easy to clean once again, to go in between the lenses. Usually what we use, we call it Roscoe Lens Cleaner. We use that for the lens, for anything that's color mixing, or any glass that's got a coating on it. This is the perfect stuff. It's quite expensive though. I think it's close to $100 for a bottle like this. But for a big company that like us works on a lot of fixtures, it's really a good product to work with. So usually I would clean the shafts either with a soft cloth like this to make sure, or maybe with some little alcohol on it, like so. And what I do, just give me a sec, I'm going to go grab some grease. And we have a syringe, a Robe. There's a part number for this that you can order at Robe Lighting or their supplier. So what I do, I just drop a couple of little smudges here and there, not too much, because you don't want the dirt to get mixed in with the grease, and then when it dries up, it's really hell because it's sticking more than it did before. So you just move it back and forth like this. And you can do the same thing with these shafts to make sure that everything moves right. So if every manufacturer would build something like this that you can easily take apart, I can take the trays out, the bulkheads out with just one hand. So for me, that's a big plus. That's really, in our inventory, we have VLs, let's say VL 3000. We must have at least 1,500 of them, because here at Solotech we'd have well over 20,000 fixtures of different models. We're 13 guys working full-time here in the service department repairing those fixtures, and we still have a backlog of 600 repairs that needs to be done, and we're just not taking over the workload. There's just too much work to do. But now, since the summer's over and all the festivals and the big tours that we had are coming to an end, so we're going to have a little more breathing time and to get in that backlog of fixture to repair those 600, because most of them are Mac 500s, Mac 2000s, you know, the stuff that goes out a little less. So we put it aside for the summer to get the VL 4000 and the Grand MAs and the, you know, the stuff that is always on the road. So we focus on that during the summer, and during the autumn and winter when things are a little slower for the business, then we get into the stuff we didn't have time to repair before. So this is for the lens module, the focus and zoom. So as you can see, I've rarely seen a fixture that you can take apart so easily. And like I said, Roby really won me over. I was a big Vari-Lite fan for a long time. Vari-Lite were my favorite fixture, because when you used to compare Vari-Lite VL3000 and Mac 2000 from Martin, you gotta love the VL3000, because the Max 2000s are a bitch to work on, and they're really hard to take apart. All small wirings, they get pinched everywhere. I was very happy when the VL3000 came out. It was a lot easier to take out the bulkheads and gobo modules and stuff like that. There's still a little work, I think, in the VL3000 in the base to be able to get the ballast out without taking the side covers off. That would save us a lot of time, but I don't think Vari-Lite has any plans to make that fixture, to improve that fixture, because it's been commercializing VL4000 since, and other models. So I don't think they'll upgrade or anything on the earlier series. So I'm going to try to put this back together. I'm going to try.
J'ai fait les tests de conduction, comme vous l'avez vu là, j'ai fait mes points, caméra justement, jusqu'à l'instant, je suis pas le
Okay. Sorry I turned my back on you. Still, I had a little problem putting it back because this little wire was in the way. Dropping screws, story of my life. Usually I have a bunch of new screws on my bench. I don't even bother picking the others up, I just pass the broom at the end of the day.
Il avait l'air, j'ai donné un coup. Ok. Ah, ok, ouais, c'est pour ça. Ah, je savais pas que c'était pareil. C'était juste ça, moi. Sûrement que tantôt, on avait lâché une petite c'est un autre problème. C'est quand même. Ah, c'est ça. Ah, c'est bon. C'est ça, c'était quoi? Ça, on a fait des tests. Ça a pris J'ai juste. Il était pas locké. J'ai juste poussé, il était juste mal branché.
We learn every day, don't we?
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident that it will work though.
I have a short. I have a short.
Okay, so now Gobo module.
I got the short circuit.
Ah, tu trouvais?
Yeah.
Dans ton.
In here somewhere, yeah. I'll find it.
Oh,
Là, le gars, il est supposé venir dans mon terrain d'abord à.
It takes a little longer to put back in. I'm not in the slots. Yeah. Plus now it's break time, so everybody's walking around talking, so it might be noisy. Whoops. Okay, strike two. C'est en dessous.
Ah,
C'est en dessous.
Ça veut dire que la roue, là.
Ouais, c'est ça, la petite avec les dents.
Normalement, ça va mettre là ici. Ça veut dire nos ceintures.
Normalement, oui.
Là, avant même de checker s'il y avait un problème, je savais que c'était un problème. J'ai poussé mes drivers, puis ça a fait vraiment ce crunch.
Ouais, puis
là,
ça.
il y a une erreur, puis le pan, il tourne.
Le pan, il dit que pan encoder fail.
Non, là, il dit plus.
Il dit plus. Ça se pourrait bien que ça soit juste ça, ouais. Sorry, giving a little tip to the guys working beside me. Sometimes I have to work on more than one fixture at once.
Je le run pendant 15-20 minutes, la vue de
Yeah, I think I'll try to find a Sharpie after. So visual inspection to make sure everything is plugged in. They're super easy to take out, but when you put them back in, you need to fit inside slots. So they're a little harder to line up when you put them back in. Okay, everything seems to be plugged in. Now we're waiting to see if there's errors and if the lamp still goes on. Oh yeah, working. I'm not gonna lose my job today. So that's a cool thing about working here. People are so helpful, because if you look, this guy had a problem with his fixture and he was a little in the dark, so immediately you have another coworker coming in trying to help. So we really have a team spirit. Gonna shut down the lamp. Do you hear that cheesy song in the back? The guys are laughing at me because they know I'm filming, so they're putting a shitty song in French. And you see him dancing at his bench. Yeah, I'm working with buffoons. Okay. Gotta make sure there's no wires pinched in the covers.
caché, je trouve pas. Ah, le à l'envers.
Plumber's correct. Anyways, yeah, we pretty much fix anything. I fixed a toaster once. A guy brought in. So there you go. I think the BMFL wasn't broken at all. I think it was just put there by mistake. So I'm gonna give it back to the guys in the shop. Cool thing, it has a battery inside, so now the AC power is out. But it's still working if you need to address it. There's a battery, so you can work the display and address it when it's still in the roll case. Cool feature. Verilight picked up on that on their latest VL4000 now. You can power them in the roll cases to address them. Alright guys, so that's gonna be pretty much it for today, I'm afraid. Yeah. The thing is, now here in Quebec, it's 15:32. It's 3:30, and I'm getting off at 4, so I'm going to have a little administration to do, stuff to fill in the system. So that's probably going to be the ending of my live broadcasting for today. I'm going to be back at it tomorrow though, and I promise you, who was asking for that? I think it was, who wanted a Sharpie. I'm gonna try to find a Sharpie for tomorrow because these are very cool. They're really popular nowadays. I'll try to find something interesting to show you tomorrow. So I really hope you guys enjoy it. I want to thank you a lot for sticking around and working with me with all that video problems and phone shutting down I had. So I really appreciate that. So if you look me up tomorrow, I'm probably going to be live again. I'm going to try to find some more cool stuff to show you. At what time? Here in Montreal, we're GMT -5. So I should be on around 9, I think. And probably I'm going to try to do it for most of the day. So you guys can see exactly what goes on in a day's work. So I'll try to leave it on. If I could put it on the corner of the bench and just leave it run for the day, so anytime you guys want to join in. So I'll try to set that up tomorrow. So once again, thanks a lot everyone for your patience, for sticking around, chatting, commenting. Really, I'm having a terrific time doing this. So it's all thanks to you guys. No problem, Isaac. I'm just reading your comment, and it's my pleasure. The cool thing about that is you guys are there watching it, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, maybe I'm just gonna show you a little bit around again. So this is my bench actually. This is my M-mount PC that I use to control the fixtures, and it works with the Martin USB to DMX. We got a lot of power on each bench. We have distros like these.
So here in the shop we're 13 technicians working. So you got one guy doing lighting here. The one that's all the way in the back there does mostly customer stuff, walk-in stuff. People that come in off the street with their amplifiers or projectors or whatever to fix. This guy will be doing that. The new guy, Dom, pretty cool guy. The guy with the blue shirt is a genius in lighting. Really, he's got like 30 years experience. I'm a beginner compared to him. Lighting guys, service tech on the road, and all the way up back, like you see, we have 13 technicians there. So that's a pretty big service department. So it's alright guys, this is gonna be it for today. So once again, tune again tomorrow and I'll be live. So see you then. Thanks.